fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I am here today for this week's WIP and Chat. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. WIP, W-I-P, stands for Work in Progress, and you are welcome to go grab whatever your current work in progress is and listen while I work and chat. Also known as rambling, but anyway. I am, just for ease purposes, going to be working on this particular canvas today. This is a special partial that I got from Craft Art Club, and I just didn't want to drag all of the things from my Alice canvas in here for the whip and chat today. She's huge. I would have had to rearrange kind of the whole table and everything, and I'm lazy today. So that's what you're getting. I'm going to be talking about lots of different stuff. I do actually have a list. I apologize that my voice is going, and I probably will be eating some cough drops throughout this. The plague has hit my house. So my daughter tested positive for COVID earlier this week. And and a day and a half after she did, the rest of us all started feeling sick. So I did take a test and am negative, so there's that. My son is currently sick. My husband came home Thursday not feeling well. He did not go to work on Friday, so we'll see how things go. I don't actually feel too bad, although I do have a cough, hence the cough drop. So trying to minimize that. I apologize if my voice is a tad lower, deeper, more annoying than usual. I just felt like the cough drop would be the lesser of two evils than me coughing through the entire video. So, okay. So this canvas has 14 symbols, and I'm going to do what I usually do when I work on specials, and that is I do all of the special ones first before I get into all of the just regular round drills. So I am going to do all of the special drills first, and I have my pretty placer so that I can do those more easily. And I have my pen ready to go. I remembered a tray today. I have a trash container. I remembered my timer. I think I have everything, and I'm ready to get started. So I'm just going to move a little bit of this stuff out of the way. And I know you guys are curious about what these are. I'll be talking about them. I just wanted to put them on the table so I didn't forget, because I'm going to be zooming in. So, ooh, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to zoom in just yet. Maybe I'm going to leave it where it is while I put these on, since they're kind of all around the canvas. And then when I start, because I'm going to have to move the canvas, and then when I start doing some of these drills, because it shouldn't take me too long to do these, then I will zoom in. So let me start my timer, and then I will jump in. So as I said, it's been a week at my house. Got notified, well, my daughter was sick last weekend, and so she had a pretty bad cough and was not feeling good, and I told her she needed to go to the doctor. So she stayed home from work on Monday, and they basically said, don't even come in. We don't need you to come in and see the doctor. Just come in. We're going to give you a test, take the test, and then call us back. So she took the test, a little home test. It came back positive. So she had to go to a testing site and get tested, and that also came back positive. So she was off work for the week. And the rest of us all started having symptoms at some point this week. I actually did not go into work on Wednesday because I don't want to. I work with very small children who cannot be vaccinated, and I don't want to give them anything. So I did not go into work on Wednesday. Unfortunately, we also have another teacher who her husband tested positive, and then during the course of the week, everyone else in her family got sick, like mine. But all of them have tested positive. So, I mean, my youngest doesn't really go anywhere, so it's not really that impactful as far as he's concerned because I mean, he doesn't really ever go anywhere. All of his classes are online, so it's not like he's interacting with anyone in his classes. I was trying to look here and make sure I got all my 14s. I think I did. And so that hasn't been a big deal. I stayed home. The other teacher, all of her family now has it, so she's out. So we're having to cover for her. And I wouldn't be surprised if everyone else catches it, actually. One of our other teachers, her son also has been sick. Not with COVID, but just with, there's also a stomach bug. I mean, there's COVID, it's flu season, it's cold and flu season, so there's lots of that going around. And then also there's some kind of weird stomach bug going around here that is just really kind of knocking people for a loop. So, um, yeah, it's just been kind of crazy. So that happened. And then I went to work on Monday and I was driving home from work and I was actually talking to my husband because, well, first I was talking to my sister because I was talking to her about my daughter having tested positive and all that kind of stuff. And so we were talking about that. And while I was driving home, all of a sudden my car started making this weird kind of squealing noise. And I was like, okay, well, it sounded like a belt or something. And I was literally maybe 8, 10 blocks from my house. So I thought, okay, weird that it's making that noise, but I'll just, I'm almost home. And I hung up with my sister and the noise got louder. And I was like, oh, well, that's probably not good. But still trying to, make it home. And I called my husband because I was wanting to talk to him about my daughter having tested positive and all of that. And he actually picked up the phone, which is kind of crazy because he almost never is available to answer his phone at work. He's up in the air in the bucket or, he's running around, whatever. And so he's very rarely someplace that he could answer his phone. So as I'm calling him and the phone is ringing, and I'm expecting to just leave a message because he doesn't answer his phone, the squealing gets really, really loud. And then all of a sudden, everything just starts beeping at me from the car console. And it's telling me that the engine is overheating. I need to turn the engine off and let it idle. It keeps flashing that the air conditioning is turned off, which I thought was weird because the air conditioning wasn't on. I was running the heater because it was cold that day. And so, and I look at the temperature gauge and it's all the way up in the red. And I'm like, uh-oh, this can't be good. And at that point, I was about the 10 blocks from home. So I call my husband and he actually answers. And I'm panicking. I don't do well with cars that don't run. I don't know anything about cars really. I don't know how to fix cars when they break. I don't like being stuck somewhere without transportation. I don't like having to call people for tows, any of that. I want my car to work and be reliable and get me where I'm going. And my husband takes really good care of our vehicles, so I don't generally have to worry about it. That being said, the vehicle that I drive is a vehicle that belonged to my father. And so it has sentimental value because neither of my parents are with us anymore. And so I have always said, I'm going to drive this car until it dies. And we have had to do more repairs than I would like over the last couple of years with it. But it is a nice car, much nicer than I could replace. I would never get what it's worth to me if I traded it in. And it's an older car. It's a 2007. But it has tons of bells and whistles. It was brand new when my parents bought it. And it just has a lot of sentimental value, like I said. And so the last go round when we had to do some kind of big things to it, we spent a couple $1,000 fixing up some things with the engine that were messed up. And I don't count like routine maintenance or whatever, but like repairs that we've had to do to it. The last time something went wrong and we spent that couple $1,000, I told my husband then, okay, I know I've said that I'll drive it till it dies, but at this point, at some point it's more expensive to keep fixing it than it is to just admit defeat. And so I said at that point, we've got about $2,000 more dollars in the budget for this car. And if we have to fix anything more expensive than that over the course of its remaining lifespan, then I will probably get rid of it. And so my husband picks up the phone as I'm panicking. And I'm saying to him, okay, the car's screaming at me. What do I do? Here's what's happening. And he's like, well, just try to make it home. You're really close. Just try to make it home. So I had pulled down a side street and was trying to park there. And I was like, okay, well, if you think I can make it home. And he's like, yeah, it doesn't sound too bad. Okay. So I'm like, stay on the phone with me because I'm panicking. And so I turned around and I was going to go. I'm like, oh, I hit the edge of our town and I'm like, there's a company right there. I'll just park in their parking lot. Well, I ended up realizing there was parking to another place right across the street that was like an actual parking lot, not just their kind of graveled over, not really open to the public parking. So I parked there. He managed to talk me through my panic and everything. Now, I'm now in the car, but I'm still about 6 blocks from home. And I am still got a bum knee. I didn't want to walk that far. So I was trying to baby it. I'd already been on it a lot at work. And I thought, well, I'll call my son and just have him, run a couple blocks, come and pick me up. He wouldn't answer his phone. I texted, I called, I texted, I called, no answer. So I called my daughter and said, where are you? Well, she had gone to the big town near us to get tested and she wasn't back yet. And by the time she got back to our town, I was more than enough time that I could have walked home. And it was a fairly nice day that day, even though it was, winter. It was like almost 60 degrees, I think, that day. And so I just said, okay, well, I'll just take my time. It's just 6 or so blocks. It's fine. I'll just walk home. And so I called my sister while I'm walking to tell her, what had happened because she had been on the phone with me when it started screaming. So the car wasn't smoking or anything. It just said it was overheating. My husband's like, just leave it there. I'll come look at it. And, odds are by then it will have cooled down. We can do whatever we need to do and figure out how to get it fixed. Okay. Because my husband loves to work on cars and is very mechanically minded and all of that. So he's like, I'll just look at it, see if I can figure out what's wrong with it and fix it. Okay. So I talked to my sister, get home, and realize I don't have a house key because my car has a built-in garage door opener. So there's nothing for me to grab to open our garage door. We do have one of those code things on the outside of the garage door, but it needs its batteries changed and it's old. It's almost 10 years old. It works when it wants to, and that's almost never. So I couldn't get in that way. And my son is home, but I don't know if he's sleeping or not. So I am standing on the front porch, knocking on the door, leaning on the doorbell, making a bunch of noise, trying to get him to hear me because his room is in the basement so that he can come and let me in. I mean, I'm to the point of considering, can I go around to the back and is there, have I left a window open somewhere that I could try and get in? The answer to that is no, always. And so I was like, what am I going to do? I guess I can just wait on the porch until my daughter gets home. She has a key. And eventually I made enough noise, I guess, that my son realized that I was standing at the door and came upstairs to let me in. Of course, what are you doing? Like, the car broke down and da 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 da. So, long story short, too late, I know. We ended up taking the car to the mechanic. My husband looked at it. Well, first, he came home. We drove over to where the car was. He turned it on. The belt was still squeaking, but it was running and it wasn't overheating. And we were literally, like I said, 6 blocks from home. He's like, so just drive it home so we don't have to get it towed or whatever. And I'll see if I can look at it while it's in the garage. So I start driving. I am literally to turn the corner to our house. And I hear something go thunk and my power steering goes out. And I'm like, oh, well, that's great. So I'm trying to wrench this steering wheel around the corner, and then I have to wrench it around the corner again to turn into the driveway. So I manage that, but then I've got the wheels turned too far because we have other cars parked in the driveway. So I'm trying to wrench it back the other way so I can pull it in straight to pull in the garage. Finally get it in there, and I'm like, okay. So I'm explaining to him what happened. He opens up and starts looking at it, and well, my serpentine belt broke for one thing. And then he's looking at it. Apparently, the water pump seized up because he couldn't turn the wheel attached to the water pump, which is what made the power steering go out. And he's like, I think I could fix it. Let me go YouTube some stuff and see how difficult it's going to be and blah, blah, blah. And the model of car that I have is notoriously hard to work on. And so after watching a couple of videos, he's like, well, because I said, I'm not worried about, I never worry about how much parts cost. It's almost never the part. It's how much labor you're going to pay because it's a pain in the rear to get to wherever this part is. So I said, let's just take it. He has a local mechanic that we use. I said, let's just take it down there and ask him. And then if he can fix it, he can fix it. Because this guy he works for a dealership that sells the model of car that we have. And so he knows what he's doing. And he's worked on the car for us before. And so I said, let's just take it down there and let him look at it, and then we'll see. So my husband drove it down, literally just down the street to the mechanic shop, because the guy lives in our same town. And I told him he could drive it since it didn't have any power steering. And then we just left it there for the guy whenever he had a chance. He works his regular job, and then he does, repair work on the weekends and evenings for extra money. And we just left it there. He called us back a day later and said, yeah, that's what it is. Your water pump is seized up. You need a new one, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, okay, well, give us an estimate and tell us what it's going to be. And it was $350, something like that, to get it fixed. So, and my husband was all upset. He watched a couple more videos after we had already taken it down there and dropped it off. It's not bad. I can fix it. We should go get it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's fine. Just leave it there. I'll let him fix it. And then we don't have to worry about it. You don't have to try and do it after a day at work or whatever, which turned out to be good because everybody got sick after that. So, but man, yeah, just reinforced my conviction that I do not do well with cars that don't behave. So, yeah, that was an interesting, and that was all just on Monday, you guys. All of that happened Monday. So, while I'm working on this, let me fill you in on some other things. First of all, let me fill you in on something that you guys are all probably waiting for, and that is the giveaway that I announced in yesterday's video. By the way, if you haven't seen yesterday's video, I will stick a link up in the corner to it so you can check it out. I am, trying to figure out how to tell resin drills from acrylic, and I got lots of conflicting information. So if you diamond painting experts out there have any information to share about foolproof methods for telling resin from acrylic, please share. I've had several people say things that, I thought were acrylic only that turn out can also happen with resin drills, but maybe just not as often. So, any information is good information. Feel free to drop a comment on that video if you have anything to share. But in the meantime, what I announced was a giveaway. And as I said, guys, I'm sorry, but this one is going to be for US only. I will be doing another one for international people, but there are several places that are not accepting mail right now. and international is just kind of a hot mess, frankly. So I'm just going to do a US giveaway for now, but I'm not forgetting you international people, I promise. So I have the Craft Mates. Now, these are both used. They are not brand new. However, the Craft Mates has been used only one time, and all of the pieces are there. It is in very good shape. It is like brand new, but I have used it once. And the bottle case, again, is not brand new, but it is in good shape. It is a 30 bottle case. All of the bottles are there. I've used this a couple of times, but it is still in very good shape. So here's what I'm going to do. Again, it is a giveaway open to U.S. residents only. But all you have to do, and you can find all the details in the description below, all you have to do is leave me a comment of which one you would like. Would you prefer to have the Craft Mates or the 30 bottle case? And you have to be a U.S. resident. So if you're international, I wish I could send it to you, but I'm not going to be able to afford it. So like I said, US only. International guys, I'll catch you on the next go round. Leave me a comment with which one you would like. You have from the time this video goes live, which is Sunday, January 30th at 6 a.m. Comments and everything will be open for entry until Monday, the 31st at 6 a.m. And then I will, once that rolls around, I will look at all of the people who have comments. And then I will do the 2 drawings, and I will do a short video and release the winners on Tuesday, February 1st. So that's all you got to do, guys, is just leave me a comment down below with which one you want. And you could add which state you live in. I'd love to know where some of you guys are from, because I'm trying to fill out my random acts of kindness map, and I still have some pretty big holes over in the kind of Midwest section of the U.S. The Dakotas, Wyoming, Montana, those. So if you're from that neck of the woods and you are watching, I would love to know that. So yeah, that's all you got to do, guys. So from now, from the time this video goes live until 6 a.m. on Monday the 31st, leave a comment. That's all you got to do. And then, like I said, I will catch international people on the next go round. And I really apologize. I really kind of went back and forth about, what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do this, because I hate leaving people out. But with the mail, the way it is right now, and shipping the way it is right now, and I just thought, okay, I'm just going to have to do this the easy way this time, and then, we'll see what happens. Hopefully things will start trending in a different direction. Hopefully shipping will kind of straighten itself out, and we'll see. So really, that's the only place that I put those particular drills, is right there. That seems kind of strange, but okay. I mean, I guess I really don't have that many of those drills, but I just expected them to be in more than that one spot. Okay, so that finishes up the special drills for this particular kit. So now I can pick a color. What color do I want to do? I'm going to start here at the bottom just to make it a good section so that I can kind of stay in one place so that you guys can watch. So I need number 3. And I can move my pretty placer out of the way. And I can, if I can get this open, there we go. Okay, let me zoom in a tad bit and move some things around so you guys can kind of see. Hopefully, zoom out a little bit so you can see kind of the whole bottom of this all at once. There we go. That's better. Okay. Okay, so what else was on my list? You guys, talking about the giveaway at the Craft Mates and stuff. One of the things I considered was, well, could I do like for international people, something where like I, give you an Amazon gift card or something like that, or I buy it on Amazon and ship it to you, which kind of, defeats the purpose. I don't want to just be spending more money, but I do have people who have very kindly donated for random acts of kindness and things like that. So I have a little bit of extra money that I could use toward that. However, looking on Amazon for some of this stuff is so crazy to me. So the Craftmates is actually cheaper right now than it was when I bought it. It's always annoying, isn't it, when you go back and look at something and you're like, but I paid this for that. But then I was looking at my Harbor Freight containers because I know there are lots of people who live outside the US that would love to try out the Harbor Freights and can't get them. Honestly, you guys, if you live outside the US and you want to try the Harbor Freights, like just go find a tool container, plastic tools containers, like plastic hardware containers. That's all they are. There's nothing super duper special about them. But, I understand. Ooh, everyone loves them. I want to try them. On Amazon, now, I went to the actual Harbor Freight store because we do have one in a big town near me. So I went there and I paid like, I want to say like $5.99 or something, like between $5 and $7 for each case that I bought. And I bought two. They are on Amazon for $17.50. And I thought, oh my goodness, who would pay that for them? That's kind of crazy. So you got to be careful with Amazon. Sometimes they get you. My husband went to order something the other day and I don't even remember what it was now, but he was going to order something and then he ended up not ordering it. And I said, well, why didn't you order it? Because I saw that whatever it was, he was looking at options again. And I said, I thought you picked out the one you wanted. Well, I did. But when he went to go order it, it was an extra like $40 in shipping. Now, we're Prime members because, as I've mentioned multiple times, we live in a rural area. And so we order a lot of stuff off of Amazon because we just don't have access to it anywhere else. And so because we pay for that Prime membership, I refuse to buy anything that I have to pay extra for shipping for. I'm already paying Amazon a premium to be a Prime member. I'm not going to, pay this additional shipping. And so he's like, well, I'm not going to order it. And I'm like, okay. So, and he eventually found another one that was basically exactly what he wanted and it was Prime, so we could get it without the extra shipping costs. So it's just kind of crazy sometimes how that all works, and what some of the people try to charge on Amazon. I think I told you guys, well, I think I told you, but maybe I didn't. I use a special kind of shampoo and it has coal tar in it. And this particular shampoo suddenly was unavailable. I couldn't find it anywhere. And, for the first couple of weeks, I was like, oh, that's weird. I just thought the store was out of it. And then I started looking in other stores because the main store where I shop at never had it and I couldn't find it anywhere. And so generally when it's like that, my first stop is Amazon because that's what I have access to. And so I went on Amazon and Amazon didn't have it either. And then a couple of weeks later, I was like, okay, getting really low. I really need to find some. Try to get on Amazon and suddenly there's people selling it for $40 a bottle for shampoo. So I went out and looked for alternatives and found some alternatives. Supposedly the reason that this shampoo is hard to find is that there is a shortage for one of the ingredients. But there's a whole bunch of other shampoos that are basically exactly the same makeup chemically. Like they have the same percentage of this additive, the same other stuff added in. But you can find them everywhere. So I'm like, so it can't be a shortage of that one particular ingredient because these other companies still have it available. If it was a true shortage, nobody would have it. So it's just kind of crazy. Like somebody, it was such a weird thing to be short. Like somebody just decided this one item. It was like reminiscent of, the beginnings of Corona when you went to the store and nobody had toilet paper or paper towels or disinfecting wipes. And, you know, it just, it just is kind of crazy. I actually, several months ago, we went into the stores to shop for some stuff. And I noticed we were shopping and all the water was gone, like all the bottled water. And I said to my husband, "What is going on? Is there, another shortage that I missed?" I don't watch TV. I don't watch the news. I don't, I just don't. So I was like, did something happen? Is there some storm, some shortage? What's going on? And he's like, oh, the town we were in, there was a water break. And so a bunch of the people in a certain area of the town were having to boil their water while they repaired the break. And so lots of people were just buying bottled water to drink instead of having to boil everything. So it's just kind of crazy walking into a store and seeing a bunch of empty shelves. Although that seems to be getting more and more normal with all of the shipping delays and everything. So, yeah, just kind of crazy. Speaking of shipping, um, somebody asked me a question, and I don't remember who. I apologize. About ordering kits and then getting stuck with additional charges. So they had ordered the kits. I think the person lives in Canada, I think is what they said. And they had ordered some kits and the kits arrived. And then shortly after the kits arrived, she got an extra bill from like UPS or FedEx or something with custom duties and then also some kind of charge from the carrier itself. And so she was asking me if I'd ever had that happen to me. And she had some other orders that she'd placed with some companies that she knew would be coming from China. And so she was, is this going to happen again? And asking me if I'd ever had that happen. And honestly, I've never had that happen to me. But I will say 99% of the time when I receive something, even if I know it's coming from China, it generally has come from China to a warehouse here in the US. So when it comes to me, it's coming from a warehouse in the US. So it's already in the country. So there's no customs or anything for them to mail it to me. So I do have some things that I've ordered from companies that I know are in China, but for the most part, that's what has happened. It's gone to their warehouse and then it comes to me from the warehouse, not as far as the post office is concerned. So I don't know how all of that works, because they're basically shipping it to themselves technically. So I don't know all the ins and outs of that, but so I've never had that happen. And we don't have, I mean, we do have customs duties and stuff here, but I've never had to pay anything on any package that I've ever received. Um, Even when I ordered my paintings from Diamond Painting Deutschland, I paid the shipping company fee that was included in what I paid in the order. So I didn't ever get a bill for extra, money that I had to pay for shipping fees or custom duties or anything like that. So I don't know if it has something to do with the way the companies mail things, if it has to do with the fact that, most of mine have come from inside the country that I live in. So I don't have to worry about it. So just curious, have you had that happen to you? And is it super expensive? I know like over in Europe, they have the VAT, the value added tax, and I've heard it's pretty high, but I don't have any experience with that. So I don't, what does pretty high mean? I know that people who live in the UK, for example, when a lot of the companies stopped offering free international shipping, have basically said, we can't afford to shop at your company then because, they're paying more than the price of the kit in shipping. So it just isn't worth it financially to spend that much money on shipping, to get one kit when you can just get it from a place that is in your own country, and then you don't have to bother with all that. Okay, so I finished that wave. Oh, I got some more right there. Let me finish that section. And right there too. So I guess I'll just keep on keeping on. So anyway, yeah, I'm just curious if you live outside the US, how all that works. Let's see. What else did I have on my list to talk about? Oh, you guys, I finished my cute little hedgehog, so I will try to stick a picture of it on the screen. Now, I will say again, not my favorite because of all of the white in the background. However, I am still doing a bunch of testing with my rulers and things, and so I used my ruler to help me keep my drills straight. And just the act of actually using the ruler and kind of concentrating on placement made it less boring and less annoying to put that many white drills on the canvas, because not only was the background of it white, but kind of the whole body of it was, the middle part was white too. So there was actually very little color in that painting, but it was super cute. So I did enjoy working on it. So I wanted you guys to see it because I thought it turned out really cute. So there's that. And then, oh, I wanted to tell you guys, I am working on, well, I'm still working on figuring out a different kind of method slash system for my spare drill storage. I mean, I guess I'm not changing the system really. I mean, it's all just a filing system, like I said. But I'm working out a different way, a different container and how I want to do it. So I have purchased new bags because I'm going to be going to larger bags. I am working on making myself dividers, and I'm going to make my stickers so that I can have my machine cut them out because I'm lazy. And I am also, I think, going to work it out and design some actual tabs that I'm also going to have my machine cut out, because it will cut out cardstock. And rather than me sitting there with a paper cutter and just cutting some kind of boring squares, I'm going to try and give them nice little like tabs so that as you look down the row, it kind of alternates back and forth. So there's like a little actual tab to the top of it. And hopefully that will make the numbers a little bit more easy to see than what I have currently. And I want to design some cuter DMC divider numbers. My stickers that have the DMC numbers on them that are on the divider cards are just kind of plain square ones. And I want to make them a little bit more fancy. So I'm working on those. And I am also working on a set of divider cards with all the DMC numbers or divider stickers that I can share with you guys, just a PDF that I can share with you guys. However, I essentially have to create 2 items because the way that I have to create things for my cutting machine, I have to have different margins because of the way the cutting machine works. And when I make them to share with you guys, I try to use as much of the page as possible so that you're not wasting paper, so that you can, print them out on sticker paper at home and then just cut them up with scissors or a paper cutter at home. And so I have to design 2 versions essentially. So I am working on it, but I don't have those done yet. I do, however, have done a set of what I call kit stickers. I know a lot of you open your diamond paintings as soon as you get them so that you can let them flatten out, as this one has not. This one has been laying under books for like a week and a half, and then I just let it hang for almost a month, I think, and it still kind of has these little creases in it. So this for me is just going to go in a portfolio book, so I'm not too concerned about it. But anyway, I know people open them and then, your canvases are in one place and your drills are in another. So people wanted a way to keep track of which drills go with which canvas. And I had some stickers that I sent out in my random acts of kindness, and someone contacted me and wanted to know if I would share them with you guys. Well, I wanted to kind of fancy them up a little bit. So I did that and kind of changed how the design of them and everything. But I have made it into a PDF, and I had to, again, kind of change how it lines up on the page so that you guys can not waste paper when you're printing it out. So I try to make them so you just buy, a whole page of sticker paper, blank sticker paper, not the labels, but just a blank 8.5 by 11 page of sticker paper. And then I try to design it so that you can just print that at home, and then you can use just a paper cutter to make straight cuts so that you're wasting as little paper as possible. So I did do that, and I have put those in my Google Drive to be shared with you guys. There is always a link to the folder with all of my shared files. It should be on my About page on my YouTube channel, and it should also be in the description below the video. But I will put a direct link to the file itself if you are interested, so that you can download the PDF of that and print out those stickers to help you keep track of your canvas and your drills, so you know what goes with what. I don't use those just because, like I said, I don't generally open a kit until I'm ready to work on it for the most part. So, and as I say that and I look around my craft room, I have one, two, three, this one was 4 packages of drills laying in different places because I have opened the boxes and the canvases are just kind of here, there, and everywhere. So, but there's only 4 of them and I knew where they all were, and so I just don't use those kit stickers. So, anywho, if you are interested, there's the link and you can download them and use them. So if you have any feedback on things that you think would make them better, more useful, or whatever, let me know. I think that's all I had on my list of. Yes, I definitely want to talk about these. So let me see, how much time have I? How long have I been talking? Ooh, just about long enough. Okay, so before I start on a new section of this, because I don't see anything that's real close that I'm not going to have to kind of readjust the canvas for. I'm not even sure you guys actually saw that part, but oh, maybe you did. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I really need to kind of reorient, and this is as good a place to stop as any. Plus, my throat's getting kind of sore, so yeah, I'm just going to call it there. So, thank you so much for joining me, guys. Don't forget to check out the information on the giveaway below if you're interested in joining, and leave a comment on the video so that you can be entered in the drawing if you are a U.S. resident. Other than that, I think I'm going to leave it here, and I'm going to call this a WIP and chat. So let me zoom back out here so you can see how little I accomplished because I was busy talking and not diamond painting today, but I did get some done here, and I got all of the special drills placed, so that's something at least. And it won't take me very long to finish the rest of this, so that's good. I am still working on my Alice canvas, and I post pictures on my Instagram. I am over there at Diamond Painting Anonymous, and you can see kind of some pre-pictures of what you'll see here on the channel. Some stuff gets posted over there earlier because it's just snapshots and not videos. I am working on that Alice canvas. I do plan to open another kind of Big 10 company in February, so keep an eye out for that. I'm still working on all of those goals. I will have some kind of a recap video probably somewhere near the beginning of February, so just in a few days, a kind of about, what is going on, where I stand on my goals so far for 2020 after a month. And yeah, so be watching out for that. Thank you so much for joining me, guys, and listening to me chatter along. I hope you made some progress on your work. If you like this video, before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. Give it a thumbs up. That helps my videos get shown to other people. Hit that subscribe button. That helps more diamond painting loving people find my channel. And hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.